everyone, I hope you guys are doing well, and my name is Jefferson. I am the Finance Officer at the American Center Public Speaking Club. So, today's topic is becoming an esport player. Before we move on with our topic, let's just first understand what esport is. Esport is a type of competition where you have to compete against other teams by using electronic devices such as computers or gaming consoles. That's why it is called electronic sports, esports. So the first ever esport was in 1972 in October 19 at the Stanford University, where they invited the university students to compete in a game called Space War Olympics. So this is the game Space War. I really hope you could see this. This is a spaceship, your spaceship, and you have to defend from the incoming objects by shooting them. This is the game, and if they win, they will get a one year subscription to the Rolling Stone channel. So in the early 2000s, I can just look at it. They didn't have much access to the internet, so it was really costly. And they always thought the game is just for fun, so esport wasn't that popular yet. But in 2020, that's where the game changing started. In 2002, with the release of the Xbox, brought online gaming to the console. Halo 2 was the first ever game to be broadcast on the national TV for the Major League Gaming in 2004. And starting from there, esports became a lot more popular. And developers started to realize the potential in the esport, and they get more involved in the esport, which led to more money, better broadcast, and better production values. And then live streaming started to become a lot more popular through the platforms such as Twitch and YouTube, etc., allowing the gamers to bring in a lot more steady incomes. That was a brief story about esports, and so let's just move on with our topic, becoming an esport player. There is a controversial issues happening between the parents and the children concerning the gaming. That is gaming a waste of time? Well, this question is like indirectly related to the topic of becoming an esport player. Let me explain. So, what is the answer to this? Is the answer yes or no? Let me tell you, the answer is yes and no, because it depends on you. It depends on how you play the game. Okay, let's think of a scenario here. Let's imagine you try to learn piano, or you trying to learn any other skills like playing guitar, swimming, or drawing, whatever you can think of it. Learning a skill, right? So when you learn a skill, there is a theory of it. If you want to be a professional at a certain skill, you have to spend 10,000 hours on it so that you could become a professional in that field. Just like every other skill, gaming is like that too. If you want to become a professional at the gaming, you have to spend thousands of hours, of course. There are 49 types of games, and I'm just gonna only show you the 7 of them because there's a lot to say. And here, the first one is mobile, second RPG, 3 multiplayer battle royale, and such. So if you want to become a professional artist, you have to focus on one thing. It's one type of game, or one type of game in one game. So if you want to you want to learn the piano, and you are just playing randomly, like playing guitar or play drums, without focusing on learning the piano, it will take a lot of time to be a professional at the playing piano. So if you want to be the best at the piano, you have to focus on it, right? Just like that, in a game, you must also have to focus on one game. So if you are to not focusing on one game and you are just playing randomly and playing it for fun, then it's a waste of time. The answer is yes. If you are just playing randomly without focusing, without trying to improve, you're just having fun at it. Yeah, I'm not saying you can't have fun by playing games, but if you want to be a professional, you have to be serious, right? So the answer is yes to the question, is gaming a waste of time when you are just playing randomly. So what is the answer no to this question? before I move on with some tips that you could become an esport player, let's just first understand this. There are 49 types of games, and I have shown you several of them, and each type of game has many different types of games, many different games, like hundreds of thousands of them, right? So if you want to become a professional, you must first decide the game you really want to play, the game you really love to play, the type of game you really love to play. And then you must have dedication over a certain type of game and over a certain game. Only then you can become a professional gamer, because if you play hyper competitive games such as Dota 2, PUBG, then you will totally see toxic players, especially if you play mobile games. You will see your toxic teammates who gone AFK, or who will feed your team, who will swear a lot, who will be really toxic. Then if you don't love the game you're playing, then you will totally like give up before you run up, right? If you don't have the dedication with it, then you will give up easily. So you must first find the game you really love and have dedication over the game. Okay, the second one is you must have the learner's mindset. When you're playing games, as just I said, hyper competitive games, you will totally find the toxic players. So yeah, when you find those type of players, you will totally lose. Yeah, there's nothing you can do. There is a theory in the gaming that when you play games, every 40% of the game you play, you will totally lose, no matter your performance is good or not. For the other 40%, you will always win, no matter whether you are good or not. So you have only 20% control over your games. So you must be prepared for that 20%. But for that other 80% where you don't have control over, other than trying to learn from the mistakes that the toxic player makes or you yourself make, other than that you can't do nothing. So you must have a learner mindset that how you can improve from the game that you just lost, or you could even learn from the toxic players. So you must have a learner mindset if you want to improve and try to become an esport player. For another tip is trying to compete in the tournaments. You see, playing yourself and playing the tournaments is really different story. If you want trying to participate in the tournaments, you will try to see the teamwork more vividly. You will know the value of the teamwork, and you will see how the professional players are playing. It doesn't matter whether you're trying to compete in the local games or the global games, but you must participate in the tournaments. You will gain a lot of experience from them, and you will move on to your journey of becoming an esport player. Another tip is balance life and gaming. Once you're trying to become a professional gamer, you're considering game as a job. So just like any other job, you must balance your life and gaming. You can just work. You must also be careful about your health. You must also spend time with your family. You do some hobbies other than gaming, right? So if you are trying to become a professional, you must also have a balanced life. If you are not healthy, then everything else is just waste. If you're not healthy, you are not going to be your performance might not be at your best. You're not going to be able to concentrate. So balance your life in gaming. And the last and the final tip is that a clear goal of what you want to achieve. Even in the gaming, you must have your goals of what you want to become. Do you want to become a streamer, or do you want to become an esport player? You must have a clear goal. In what game would you want to be a pro at it? You must have clear goals. And just like the pro goal, a person without a dream or a goal is just like a ball without a pedal, right? So you must have a clear goal. Once you have a clear goal of what you want to become, you will totally see that your paths are becoming more vivid. So have clear goals in your mind. So I'm going to recap the facts that I just told you guys. Okay, so these 5 facts. The first one is dedication over a certain type of game or a certain game. The second fact is a clear goal of what you want to achieve. The third one balance life and gaming. The fourth one, compete in career tournaments. And the fifth one is a learner's mindset. As a conclusion, I also want to warn you that you must also consider the country you're living in. Especially in Myanmar, you don't get much support from either from government or from your parents, right? So before you embark on the journey of becoming an esports player, you must remember there are lots of risks when you're trying to take on this journey. These are the tips that I want to give you, and this is the end of my presentation. I really appreciate you for listening. Thank you.